Alrighty, good evening ladies and gentlemen, this is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. It's going to be another awesome one today. Going through, I think, the GSL Challenger League or something like that. So many good players in here. We've really been enjoying the game so far. They're all absolutely brilliant. And now we are facing a couple of new players. I should be facing new players all over the place in these games. So there we go. Let's check it out. Up the top left side of the map is Mr. Reality. He is 21 years of age from South Korea. Plays for the Samsung Galaxy team, and he's dealing with a bit of a probe infestation at the moment. Looks like he is going to scout the fast expansion, but no more than Ruin would expect. And speaking of Mr. Ruin, he is down the bottom right side of the map. He is 19 years of age from South Korea. Plays for the Wei Spider team. W-A-Y-I. Wei. I think that's the only way you can say it. What you could say Wei, but I think it's Wei. Wei Spider. Wei Yi. You could also say Wei Yi Spider, I suppose. Wei Yi. But it's hard to say this. It's hard to say Wei Yi. Your mouth has to do weird things. It's easier just to say Wei Yi. But I think it's probably Wei Yi is probably the... It sounds more from the Asian point of view. Wei Yi sounds a bit more like it would probably be the thing. Wei Yi sounds like some sort of Hawaiian word or something like that. Some sort of not Asian, sort of like Mediterranean, Caribbean sort of way of saying it. I don't know. But regardless, these guys, oh, very, very nice. And the Stalker manages to push away 5 Marines and does kill one of them. But, very, very nice. I guess the range on that Stalker really did help quite a bit getting those guys down. But look at this massive map. Absolutely huge. And, yeah, that Oracle is going to be taking quite a while to get over there. I do not think... Oh, no! Look at this. Reality has actually scouted that with his worker at some point. So, yes. Totally on the ball right here. Getting the missile turret up. Great job there. And he's got a bunch of Marines in this base as well. So he's already waiting for the Oracle, and it's only just come out. There it is. There's the guy right over there. So beautiful, beautiful stuff. Couple of Stalkers coming in as well. Hoping to do some sort of two-prong maybe. Oracle going in the back base. Of course, Ruin has scouted this back base. So it does know it there. No, it's there. May decide to do it, or may decide just to go all 3 of them in at the same point. It does look like he's going to peel off the Oracle to go for the back base. I mean, when there's just Marines facing you, 2 Stalkers and an Oracle can chew through a shitload of Marines. Stalkers are pretty good, but Oracles just chew through them so hard. Stalker's being very, very wary there, shooting a supply depot, not wanting to go up the top, pulling the Marines away, and the Oracle gets a free ride in there, but there is a missile turret, so not going to be able to do all that much. And here we go, the Marines going nuts after it. The Oracle pulling away. The Stalker's not going to try and press their advantage. I mean, once they get deep in here, there's no escape. They're basically just dead meat, so... Oh, but damn, Reality going for a ton of Marines. He's got an absolute ton of Marines out so far. He's got... I think he's had these 3 barracks for quite a while, or at least 2 of them, and he's been going nuts for some time, obviously, but yeah, a ton of Marines coming out. 18 so far, which is very nice, but his income is not looking that good. The Chrono Boost really, really working for Ruin at the moment. 52 over 44, and you got to remember that when it comes to Terran and Protoss, their worker numbers should approximately be equal. It's not like Zerg, where the Zerg just have to be more. Like, the Zerg have to have more. If they're at the same worker amount as Terran, then they're behind. But I think Protoss and Terran, it's a lot more that they should be even. The Protoss can be expected to have a bit of an advantage, I guess. So it's sort of the Zerg should have the most, and then the Protoss, and then the Terran should have the least, I think is the way it goes. So it's probably about right here. But still, I mean, Zerg, you expect them to have about 10 more workers. Protoss, if they've got 10 more workers, I would say they've got a bit of a lead there. So, yeah, very, very nice play from Mr. Ruin. But most of the time, you do see the worker numbers even out. Especially late game, when the Terran player can no longer afford to just put mules out there to make out the gap. They need to spend all of their stuff on scanning and stuff. So, then they try and get the worker numbers out, because in Protoss, you could argue that their units are a bit more efficient, I guess, that they're, like, this only costs 2. And so the Stalker only costs 2, the Marauder only costs 2. You could say the Stalker is probably better than the Marauder and such. So you could say that, like the Zerg, they've got very, very cheap units, so they fill up their supply quite quickly, and then they trade out quite quickly because their units die relatively quickly. The Protoss, I would say, are the best in that regard. Their units probably last a long time, but they are far closer to the Terran than either one of those races is to the Zerg. The Zerg, you throw units away, that's fine. That's why they did. Yeah, but their units are so cheap. I'd say the Terran is in the middle, but I would say that it's much closer to the Protoss than it is to the Zerg. I mean, there's really no units you can just throw away as a Terran player. The closest you can get is Marines and Hellions. And everything else, when you lose it, it does hurt. So there we go. Oh, we need the zoom, man. We totally need the zoom right in here. And Ruin, seeing these guys off, doing a pretty good job. And yeah, Reality going for some stuff there. Did take a fair bit of damage. What are we looking at for upgrades? 1 armor versus 1 weapon. So Ruin going for Mass Zealot armor based, and he's got the legs. So he's looking very, very scary this early in the game. Zealot legs with 1 armor is extremely scary for any Terran force. But he's going around the backside, is going to get spotted by the pylon. So, yes, he's going to drop off, kill this pylon, and it doesn't look like he's going to go for the surprise attack anymore. He's obviously realized it's not going to happen, but, oh, he's going to get flanked here. Get the hell out of there, Reality. Get the hell out of there. The anti-air damage going nuts on the medevacs. And something has gone terribly wrong here. He's holding on though, getting behind the mineral patch and negating some of the Zealot damage, but still, he is not in a very, very good position here. Definitely lost more than Ruin did, but still, I mean, Reality has, he's going nuts on the mules at the moment. Look at that, 6 mules. That's a very big number for this early in the game. That's like 300 energy spent, and he has been going absolutely ballistic on getting forces out. A very, very heavy amount of Marauders, and he's just about to get 1 armor, which is going to be good, but Ruin does have level 2 armor already, and is just getting level 1 weapons now. But Reality is starting to realize that he needs to do something about these Zealots right here. He is going to take them out without too many problems. Getting a Widowmine down. Oh! Reality, what the hell, dude? Dude! Major mistake. My god. Look at this. These guys only got 1 kill. 0 kill and 1 kill. But you saw it. Carnage there. Like 5 or 6 units died. That was all bloody friendly fire damage, man. That was all workers and mules dying. I think at least 2 or 3 mules died in that explosion. So Reality, dude. Worst Widowmine play ever, I gotta say. Right there. Worst Widowmine play ever. But he's moving out regardless, gonna try and do some damage, and yeah, there we go. This is very nice Widowmine play, actually. Oh, did you see that 2 High Templar just got absolutely smoked by the Widowmine? That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I suppose it makes up for the other Widowmine, which kind of screwed up a bit. I guess those guys have been moved on. May have been the same Widowmines, actually. Who knows? But yeah, High Templar is going down. And here we go, a couple more Zealots coming in. And the Zealots have no hope of destroying anywhere near as many workers as those Widowmines did before. Just no hope whatsoever. Oh, but he probably needs to do something about this. I mean, there's another pylon coming up here. The Marine does see a pylon. He's going to stim towards the pylon. It's the supercharged Marine pylon tackle move. And he's actually doing quite a lot of damage to the Zealot, but I don't think he's going to be able to take it out. Unfortunate. Oh, a bunch of Widowmines coming in here. Dart doing some hits, and the Widowmines decide to actually run for it while they're on cooldown, which is a very nice play. And Reality finally had enough. He's going to be taking out that pylon. Little does he know there's another one there. He may scout it though, and the Warp Prism is going to pick up the 4 Zealots and see what it can do. Now both players have a 3rd base at this point. Ruin maintaining his worker lead very, very nicely. He's not a huge amount ahead, and Reality is still building a couple of workers, so it's going to be pretty even at that point. The High Templar. Oh, both of those ghosts just got ultra feedbacked by that High Templar. That was very, very, very brutal right there. But it's all a micro battle. What do you expect? Oh, look at all these guys coming walked in. The workers going nuts, and Reality is probably wishing he had a mothership core right now because, damn, he is getting owned back in his main base. Zealot's going nuts over here. Let's keep a look at the worker. He's lost 20 workers in the last 20 seconds or so. That's brutal. Is this ghost going to get off? He's got no energy for an EMP. He could snipe something. Maybe snipe a High Templar or something. Oh, this guy wants to do a storm. Wants to do a storm. Let's keep a look at the worker numbers. He's 30 lost now, so he's down to 32. This is basically, he's got to do a crap load of damage here. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that Ruin is going to ruin this force. The storms are coming down. The Zealots are getting in there. Reality is looking like he's going to be pushed off here. And he's finally taking care of the Zealots here. But damn, Ruin is looking so strong, and Reality is looking in a very, very bad position. Look at this Zealot going nuts here. Nobody's doing anything about it. It looks like Reality is really struggling in this game, and meanwhile, Ruin is just scooting on forward. Brilliant plays, getting a fourth base going. Reality does have a fourth base here as well, and he is muling it up. So, yeah, it's going to be very surprising if Reality manages to bounce back from that. He can mule his way into something for the time being, but damn, that's a massive, massive worker deficit that he's facing right now. And I don't know if mules can pull him out of this position. I really, really don't. There's a drop coming down here. I think it got shut down pretty much straight away. It may have killed something. I think it shot this pylon a little bit, but that's probably about it. There is a fair amount of units over here. So our active forces, he has got a decent amount. The mules are really keeping him going, I think, as far as Marines and all that other sort of stuff is going. And he is building up workers again, but he's running on mules and fumes at the moment, would be my guess. Look at those mules going, though. They really just absolutely blow through stuff. But Ruin is by no means behind. I mean, active forces, 108, over 90. Income is huge. He's up to 72. So that makes up for most of it. Potentially, Reality could still win the next major engagement if his micro was top form. But we haven't seen that yet. We've seen Ruin take the better part of all of the previous engagements. And so, yeah, Reality is going to have to switch it up, I think. He's been doing a good job, but Ruin has been doing a great job. So, there you go. That's how it is, as far as I can see it. And looks like Ruin thinking about making a move here. Still facing pretty decent odds over in Reality's base. Reality still has a decent amount of forces, but he's just got level 2 weapons. He's just got Blink. So Ruin obviously feeling good about this position. Getting a fleet beacon as well. So just making sure that he can get all this sorts of tech that he does need. Yes, I was zoomed out, so that's very nice. Reality going nuts, getting the workers, getting the economy, getting the units up. So his active force is 108. Worker numbers up to 56. So Ruin, it's interesting because Ruin is almost maxed out, but he's not really banking anything. Now, my estimation would be that he would be banking quite a lot here once he maxes out, and that Reality would not be banking because he's still taken ages to max out. But Reality is getting further than I thought, and I think it's all because of the mules. But we can see Ruin starting to bank here. Starting to bank quite a lot, and this is going to be the key thing because Reality, he does have a crap load of mineral income though, so he's going to start to bank as well. And usually, if it wasn't for the mules, then Reality would be in a lot of trouble here because Ruin would be banking up a lot, and when they trade off, it would be totally on Ruin's side. But yeah, I'll say it once, I'll say it a million times, the mules are keeping Reality in the game right now. But yeah, we will see how this goes. We've got 2-3 there. We've got 2-1 for Mr. Reality. He is getting level 3 weapons though, so he's going hard on the weapons. And now starting to get the armor. So 3-1, it's going to be pretty decent, but Ruin is going to have 3 attack very, very soon. And a whole bunch of little skirmishes going on. The Zealots continuing to go in. Doing a great job getting rid of that little towery thing, so that's pretty good. They're not going to do very well against the planetary, though, unfortunately. Oh, surprise storms. Ruin just... Oh, man. And look at how paranoid Reality is. Just scanning everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. But I don't think he's got a ton of orbitals at the moment. He's doing a little bit of attack here. The Zealots are keeping away. How many orbitals does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4's not bad. It's not good for... It's okay. I mean, when you get up to this point, though, in late game, you really want to have a lot more. Like, you're talking about 6, 7 orbitals or something just to keep the scans going. Oh, EMP. That's what I'm talking about. Reality with the sweet EMP on those 2 High Templar. Still got bit from the other side. And got bit again from there. So Ruin is getting owned a few times, but still getting the majority of his storms up. Beautiful EMP on this army, but still continues to push on. And Reality, once again, is looking in a bad situation, but this time it's his army which has been demolished. 71 under 114. The macro is keeping him going for now, but still 132 under 191. And only 12 of that is workers, so he's definitely not looking that good. And oh, once again, Medevac's being taken out with full on board. We've seen that quite a few times this game, and it's not something we see a lot in master level play. I mean, Medevacs, they fly around, but usually the turn play is really careful. They go really far out. They don't go anywhere near the middle, especially when there's a potential for the Protoss army to be moving around. And we've seen Reality do that quite a few times, just move his Medevacs out into potentially dangerous situations and just have them getting owned by, random Stalker parties just moving around. And he's really lost a lot of units like that. Not a huge amount, but a decent amount, yeah. He's thinking about pushing out though. Let's have a look at their units here. We got 7 Vikings, 6 Ghosts, so he's pretty good. Although the 7 Vikings doesn't look that high when you consider that there are not only 5 Colossus, but also a couple of Tempests, which are going to be owning everything. So Reality, he needs to just go nuts on the air units. And he is. He's getting 4 more Vikings. It's looking good, but the High Templar continuing to do an amazing amount of storm damage absolutely everywhere. This is absolutely nuts. The Vikings trying to do something here, and they're sort of working, but the Tempests are slowly taking them out. Tempests don't do a lot of damage to Vikings, but they're doing enough here. And what's more important is they are taking out the Medevac. So all that storm damage not being healed, and Reality has 1 Medevac at this point, and he needs to be producing a crap load of Vikings. That means no Medevac production, and there is enough Tempest here just to completely own everything. So that's it. Tempest, man, doing a fantastic job. And didn't actually have any upgrades on him. Whoop, that's a rock. Didn't have any upgrades on him. Just 000, but still all the way up the back and owning those Vikings and owning the Medevacs as well. So really good. And yeah, and I mean, the Protoss do struggle a little bit with taking out the Vikings, because they've got their Colossus, they've got their High Templar, and usually they rely on Blink Stalkers blinking into the right position, getting all their positioning set up to take out the Vikings, to lead the Vikings into the Stalkers. But Ruin's just said, you know what, screw that, I'm just going to get a bunch of Tempests and see how it goes. And it worked out. Definitely did work out. So there we go. Game done, and Ruin taking the victory there. Very nice stuff there. And I got to say, Reality made a few mistakes, yeah. But I really think he's the highlight, or sorry, not the highlight, but the low light maybe, apart from the Widowmine hits, was the Zealot carnage. I mean, there's a ton of Zealots in his base, and he had a lot of trouble with dealing with them, and he let them go nuts for the longest time. Now, dealing with that many at that time, and he still had a force out the front as well he was trying to do stuff with, really does take a lot of micro to pull that sort of stuff off. And we definitely did see that the micro was suffering back at his base. He lost 30 workers And I think a lot of them he could have saved. He could have moved out. He could have just run them the hell out of the base. You lose buildings, you lose buildings. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Maybe lift a few up, but you need them to produce units, so that's fair enough. But the workers, you run them. You run them the hell out of there. And I get the feeling that he wasn't doing that as quickly as he could have been. And that's why he lost so many. So there we go. Game done, and grats to Ruin for a very, very nicely played game. So thank you very much for watching this game. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned.